Setting up your first product. We have this template for notepads, so we're going to develop notepads. We need to know how big a notepad is going to be for our imposition here. So, you can click and drag a box out, but you're going to find that it's 3.75 by 5. Okay? 3.75 by 5. Okay, so what that means is we can go over to Photoshop and start developing a product. That's 3.75 by 5. So we'll go File, New, 3.75 by 5 by 300 dots per inch. 300 dots per inch is the quality. We don't want to go above this, and sometimes we go below it, but not very often. But for right now, 300 dots per inch is where it's at. Hit OK. I'm going to make a new layer and always work on a new layer. I'm going to teach you a way to do this that you don't have to draw too much, but think about it. This is a notepad. As a requirement for this assignment, we're not going to have anything in the center. We're only going to have things on the outside edge. This will insist that it's a border, and we can have the area in the center to draw on or write on. Hence the name notepad. Okay? If it was an art card, that's a whole different assignment altogether. And we're not there yet. Okay, well, we already know how to import brushes. You should anyway, because you've already gone through some of the Photoshop training. So here I have some brushes. They're in my library. Okay? If we haven't had this training, that's no big deal. There is a video out there that allows you to import new brushes from like a website. It's found in your major level document. Just look for it. Installing brushes. Now here, we're going to use these brushes as a way to make a border edge. So I'm going to go to Window, Brush, and I'm going to set the spacing for this brush so that the pattern makes sense. So now I have circle to circle all touching. Okay. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And I'm going to click with the shift held down and click and drag. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Because this is on a layer, I can now adjust this. I can go to the Move tool, make sure Show Transformation Controls is on, and I can hold shift and drag it to the outside edge. I can also go back to the Move tool to apply it. I can make duplicates of it using Alt. Use Alt, slide it across. Okay. Let's make another copy using Alt. Hold Shift, and I can rotate it. I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to find that it almost fits, but not quite. No big deal. All I do is hit to drag this in until they match up. So in this case, I can also use the arrow tool to scosh it over. I can grab Navigator to navigate around the document. Zoom in and out. And fine-tune this. Okay. Once I'm done, I can hit the Move tool and to apply it. I can then go up to the top and erase any excess. So here, got the eraser tool. I can use the bracket tools on the keyboard to make it bigger and smaller. And I can just erase out anything that's showing. Yeah, that looks nice. A little bit over here. Let's go to the Move tool. Use Alt, click and drag, and I can make another copy of this. Grab Navigator to zoom out. There we go. Now I like this, but it could be a little bit more out in the outside edge. So this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to drop all the layers. Command E will drop layers on top of themselves. Okay. This makes a big, huge one big rectangle. Now I got some stuff out here that I don't want. A good way to get rid of that sometimes, well, to be honest with you, there is no good way, but we can grab the marquee, click and drag it, go edit, copy, edit, paste. And let's get rid of this one. Now you'll see that this one, if I highlight it, it goes right to the outside edge. It also allows me to do this. Click and drag it, and I can line this up to be more like this. Okay, it looks fuzzy right now, but if I go to the move tool and hit apply, it'll look a lot better. So this is more of an outside edge frame. It's not in the way, and I have this whole entire area to draw, paint, or whatever on a notepad. I'm going to use this as an example, but know that this is not just the one result that you can have. There's millions of results that you can have. Okay, so just letting you know that you're able to create anything you want as long as it's a frame. So File, Save As. I have a directory in my computer on my desktop called Notepads. I'm going to save this as Notepad1 PSD. Okay. Now let's go back to InDesign. I have this box that I placed here for measurement. I'm going to make sure the box has 0 points on it so nobody can see the box except me. I'm going to go File, Place, and place Notepad1 from the directory on my desktop called Notepads, and hit Open. It should fit perfectly here. Absolutely perfect. Okay. Now what we're going to do is create 4 of these all together. But here's the rules. Each one of these are going to be a little bit different. This one's going to be developed in Photoshop. The next one's going to be developed in Illustrator. The next one's going to be hand drawn, and I'm going to show you how to scan in an image. And last but not least, this one is yours to choose what you want to do. You could do it in Photoshop, you could do it as a hand-drawn image, or you can do it in Illustrator. But the same rules apply. It must be a border only. Nothing can be in the center. This is not an art card. This is a notepad. I can't stress this enough. Even though I say it over and over every year, some student is just kind of thick enough to think that things go in the center. So I have to stress it out over and over again. That's why. There's your first product in InDesign on a 4-up in position. Enjoy.